Hi, I'm Tom Gomond with G2 Insurance Services, and welcome to our frequently asked questions, where we answer most of the common questions that people have about working with an independent insurance agent. One of the most common requests that we get as agents is, I would like an apples to apples quote. And I'm going to tell you, there is no such thing as apples to apples in insurance. When you're dealing with one company versus the next, they're going to handle things completely different. Obviously different rates, but also completely different coverages. And the way that they get to those rates and the way they decide those coverages are going to be completely different for their underwriting and how they want to approach it. So just as a simple example, when we're talking about a homeowner's policy, we're going to look at all the details on the home, the age, the square footage, where it's located, the construction materials, what level of construction, is it custom, is it semi-custom, all of those different things are to come into play when we're figuring out how to figure out the rate for it. But then also on top of that, for underwriting, they're going to ask, well, do you have a pool? Do you have a dog in the house? Is there a situation like the roof is older, or are there trees that overhang the house? All of these factors come into play, and when you start looking at different companies, they're going to accept different things, they're going to rate for different things, and those are all things that we as an independent agent are going to look at and try to help you understand and dissect those things, so that when you go through and do purchase a policy, there are no surprises. There's not something that's left off. If you have a dog that you're concerned about hurting someone, well, we don't want to go to certain companies that don't want to cover that liability exposure. And that happens on both the property side, it happens on the liability side. It can happen if you start adding in things like toys, like snowmobiles or boats or ATVs or kids. They can add a lot of liability also, and those are things that you want to understand before you go and purchase a policy with any company.